you, my beautiful, beautiful admin. I appreciate you. We're going to let a few more people come in, let our guests arrive, and I will begin. Hello, everybody that is here already. Thank you for coming to Beautiful Minds today. We will begin shortly, and I hope you enjoy the show. Today I will be starting off with a another poem, um, and I'll probably be doing that until somebody step up and take my place. I'm trying to kind of like push it in there so somebody will be like, "Oh, can I? Hello, Weezy, how are you?" And kind of like want to open with something themselves. I know we got a lot of talent out here, but until somebody steps up, I will continue to open. And then poets in the house that want to spit something tonight where I won't have to do it. You are more than welcome. But I've been opening, so I've been trying to let everybody get a little taste of everything. If you can sing, if you can spit some lyrics, if you can do something, let us know anything, whatever. If you got a positive word to say, whatever, um, to open the show. So we're gonna begin shortly. Our guest haven't arrived yet, so we're going to just wait a few minutes before we begin. But please, please, please feel free to chime in, ask questions at the end. We have Q&A the last 15 minutes of the show. So feel free to ask the guests whatever you want to ask the guests. Keep it clean. And yes, hey, just try not to embarrass them, so that they won't feel uncomfortable. Our guest has arrived. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I don't have an admin tonight to run the comments. I think Denzel is still working. So I will just every now and then tell everybody welcome to the show and everything. So thank you for joining us today. And I will introduce my guest shortly. But before we begin, welcome to Beautiful Minds once again with your host, Sexy J. I'm sorry, y'all. I hurt myself today. I'm sorry. I'm in pain a little bit. Welcome to Beautiful Minds with Sexy J. And we have a great guest today. And for those of you that do know him, his name is Cannabaceae. I hope I said it right. And I just call him Cannabace for short. But as soon as I open up the show, we will ask him to box up and we will begin. Okay? We're going to start with the poem I wrote called Sister to Sister. Expressing yourself shouldn't always be a problem for someone else. Because if that's the case, that simply means that they're not being true to themselves. When someone always sees fault in you and barely speak on the good and true, they never really intended on being real with you. See, the plan was to keep you grounded long enough to find what they intended to keep, pretending to be interested, not knowing they were pushing you away while they played in the streets. This dating thing is at an all-time high on a level of disrespect. These men now want multiple women like we're crazy, knowing that someone is going to feel the pain of neglect. I won't lie and say that all of us feel the same way, though some women accept it and go along. But see, for us, that's different. When we do it, we're labeled what is called a whore. It's funny how a man can sleep with a village and still be recognized as a king. But the first time a woman had multiple partners, the world stripped her of being a queen. People, Wake up. Life is to live and give back in the process. Don't let words hurt or people really don't let words hurt or people that really don't matter see you stress. Stand on your word and set boundaries. They are needed because life will have you at 100 degrees. Never forget you have a purpose. So take charge and keep 10 toes down. All along your journey, remember, as elevation comes, you will be adjusting your crown, sister to sister. Okay? I hope someone got something out of that. I write those for a purpose. Um, and there, some of them are personal, but I say they're personal for us, sisters, and for our women out here, and for our men. I'm trying to get our men to listen to us. You know what I'm saying? So I write them for a purpose. So without further ado, yes, definitely. My admins say know your worth. Hi, Leanne. Hi. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest for today, Cannabaceae. Will you request the box, please? Hey.
Hey,
Hi, you look nice.
thank you, thank you.
How are you?
Oh, I'm so well. I'm so well. I'm so thankful to be here. First of all, so shout out to Sexy J.
Thank you,
Picked up
thank
your
you.
boy and allowing me to appear on such a wonderful time. Have a wonderful time here. So thank you very much. Thank you.
You are
Yes.
welcome. You are welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, you definitely are saying the name correctly. I had to honestly look it up myself to figure out how to pronounce it correctly because it's the scientific name for the
Okay.
family order of cannabis and all the plants that come through there. I'm sure
Okay.
we'll get to talk about it a little bit, but you definitely are saying it right. It's
Okay.
Cannabaceae. And then
Okay.
shout out to Wheezy, who I noticed is in the audience. Shout out there, as Wheezy actually is the one who gave me the name Cannabay and
Okay.
gave it to me short. So it kind of stuck. It stuck since then. So we use that and we roll with it. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. So, without further ado, we are going to start, you guys. The topic for today is reasons behind self medication with cannabis. Okay? We're going to get into some deep discussions. Okay? You ready? Okay.
Sure. Sure.
The first question I have for you, well, this is not a question. Before I start the questions, give us a little background on the man behind the name.
All right. Well, first, myself, I'm a 45-year-old connoisseur of cannabis. I've been around it for a very long time. You know, it's for me, it started as a cultural thing. It actually is a lifestyle. At the end of the day, cannabis it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Most people don't understand the medicinal purposes of it yet, and that's what hence the scientific name comes from, because I want people to understand that it's not just about weed or marijuana, which one of my sisters, she called me Brother Weed because she can't even say the name. So she called me Brother Weed, makes me laugh every time. So I love it. So I get it. But yet, Cannabaceae is to try to help people understand the fact that, there's a lot more to it that we just don't even get to hear about. We don't know about. And it's something that, I have recently took on a study of rather than just, kind of going by hearsay and stuff like that. So there's a lot more research that's being allowed now. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I really have just taken on to it. And with Cannabaceae, it's the scientific classification name being the family name.
Okay.
Um, with the science community, we have the plant community and the animal kingdom, or
Okay.
I said community, excuse me. The plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. We're all familiar with those, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So within the plant kingdom, Every plant falls underneath there.
Okay.
So we get classified in different orders, which our order for cannabis is actually Rosalia, the rose plant. That's where all the roses come from.
Mm-hmm.
So we fall underneath there. And Cannabaceae basically just entails all the cannabis plants that come together. Hemp, the different medicinal purposes for hemp, which we're just now starting to find out about. So it just really hopes to involve everything, not just your everyday, you know, joint or something like that, or what people might think like that. You know, it's like there's a lot to it. There's a lot that goes with it, and the name is really hoping to bring all that into play.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So, so since we're here, what knowledge can you give us on the different types of hemp plants?
Well, so with the different hemp plants, you're going to find that hemp itself is under Cannabaceae.
Mm-hmm.
That's the technical term for Cannabis ruderalis, which is what hemp is.
Okay.
Hemp's technical name is Cannabis ruderalis, as compared to Cannabis sativa, which most people are familiar with. That's the one that has like THC and certain levels of that. So with the hemp plant, the Cannabis ruderalis, particularly hemp, again, as it's more commonly known, is a plant that doesn't contain higher levels of THC, which
Okay.
THC is a cannabinoid that we have found as humans, we have a cannabinoid system. So, with the different types of hemp, every hemp plant has different genetics to it. So they have different cannabinoids, just like we do. We have different, you know, we're all humans, but yet
Mm-hmm.
we have these different cannabinoids, or the plant itself has different cannabinoids, which each cannabinoid, we're still studying, it's still in its infancy. So it's really hard to say which cannabinoids are doing what. But as humans, we have CB1 and CB2 receptors. That's the short term for cannabinoid receptors.
Okay.
And that's how our body actually reacts to the hemp. It
Okay.
actually reacts to the different type of hemp plants.
Okay.
So there's really just that Cannabis ruderalis, which is the hemp plant. But within that hemp plant, you have varieties,
Mm-hmm.
different strains
Mm-hmm.
that come from all over the world, as the cannabis plant actually spreads itself through the wind, through the seeds. The seeds are spread through the wind. So, you know, and it comes out annually each year. So as it's traveled around the world, I should know the guy's name who actually went around the world and found the actual live plants. They call them the live strains for each country and each area or region.
Mm-hmm.
So they are dominant to each area, but the hemp plant itself is just without the THC primarily. So that's the one that anybody can really use it, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you a mind altering change. It's
Okay.
more of a like pain reliever,
Mm-hmm.
anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
One real great thing about hemp that a lot of people don't know, it's naturally antimicrobial.
Okay.
So it's a substance that within itself fights off sickness, it fights off
Okay.
disease, it fights off that bacteria. So that's why it grows. They actually use the hemp plant to clean nuclear disasters. You can
Oh,
plant it
really?
there, and it soaks up and cleans the soil and cleans all the soil for you. It's that type of plant, and it's so it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I see. I would have never known that. You have really opened my eyes. I noticed that, like when a lot of people get sick, that they, ingest it. So I was just like, wow, why does this take the pain away for a lot of people? But now I see why. You just explained to me why this is really for inflammation, and a lot of people have that when they're sick. They trying to get rid of how they feeling because their body is breaking down. You know what I'm saying? But in the process, sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. It just helps them feel better momentarily, you know, for some things like cancer or something like that. But like regular, my son takes medicated kind. I don't know what that contains because he's been in the military, but he takes that kind. I don't know what that contains, but it's needed for his PTSD from going through all of what he went through. Like it just messed him up, you know. But you have really opened my eyes today. The next question is: we know that this is given as a prescription and is legal in certain states. What steps do you think that it would take to be legal everywhere?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that question particularly because ultimately the way that our laws work, and that's something that's always intrigued me is law. For my whole life I've enjoyed law, and science for that matter, so that's hence where we all kind of come together. So to legalize this across the country, what has to happen, the way our laws work in the United States is very clear. It's written in the Constitution. The legislator writes the laws. However, the legislator has decided to take a hands-off approach with marijuana and cannabis. So what they have done is told the DEA to kind of just leave people alone and leave it to the states. So the federal government has taken that hands-off approach. So in order for this to be legalized across the whole country, what now needs to happen is three-fourths of the states have to pass a law. Okay.
Wow.
Once three-fourths of the states pass a law, it becomes federal law because now it's accepted or it has been ruled law by three-fourths of the states, or two-thirds of the population have to vote on this law to become law. So it's probably gonna be a lot easier to get three-fourths of the states. I want to say I think it's like 37 states right now. At my last check, I have to look. Don't hold me to that number, but it's about like 37 states, something like that, where it's medicinally legal already. So ultimately, once we hit that three-fourths number, we can petition to the federal government, say, hey, this needs to be legalized because you have three-fourths of the states who have different laws, and now you're confusing me where I go to get my medicine in one state, now I'm coming over here and I'm supposed to be doing something illegal. It doesn't work. That can't work. And that doesn't work. So the hands-off approach is what they're doing right now. But we need to advocate, which is why I have my name what I do. This is why I have my stream going the way that I do, because I'm looking for people to, fave me up and then join together, because ultimately we got a caucus.
Yes.
We have to come together and let everybody know that, hey, we vote for this. This is how we're voting. This is where we're at. And ultimately, when they know that you got 5,000 people that are ready to go ahead and hit that vote button this way, well, they're going to listen to you. Right. They're going to listen. So, three-fourths of the states.
Three-fourths of the states. So do you think that's why a lot of people have moved to these states that, actually legalize it so they won't have to be getting pulled over and, they can do their stuff freely?
Oh, sure. I'm here and I won't leave Virginia for the very reason. I mean, now in Virginia, we just legalized the medicinal use of it, which I'm very surprised about, and then also adult use. So, speaking to the laws, like the governor just vetoed the law that was supposed to allow the whole licensing system to be accepted here in Virginia. Instead, we just have like a gift system. It's more of a personal system, so we get to grow our own personal use, which is hence why, again, I have my little personal grow set up, and this is what I do, and I'm just kind of looking for people who have similar interests. So when we come together, at the end of the day, they understand, hey, we coming to vote for this. We want this. It was already voted on. Similar like with a state like Ohio, my home state.
Right.
It was voted on by the people. The people voted it. 60+% of the people voted to make it happen, to make it adult use legal. It's already medicinally legal, but you need to be in a place where you can feel that way. Like me, I need my medicine, and ultimately, I can express that personally about me. I didn't answer that when you asked that question about me, the person. Myself, I have epilepsy. I was just diagnosed with epilepsy just a few years ago. I didn't know what was wrong. So I use cannabis for epilepsy. It helps me with I haven't honestly had like seizures or nothing like that,
Oh
so it
wow.
helps,
Oh wow.
and it helps. Now,
Oh.
but I used it during that time as well. So do I know exactly how it works? I don't
Mhm.
know, but
Mhm.
that's what we need to study, and that's what
Right.
we need to find out.
Right.
But the stress of being in a place like Virginia where you can get your medicine,
Right.
but they're charging you 20, $30 a gram, hundreds of dollars per ounce. When you go to a state like Michigan or California and you're paying $50 an ounce,
Right.
$60 an ounce.
Right.
So it's restrictive. And when
Mhm.
you know the medicine is working for you, yeah, I'm sure there's people who go to
Yes.
other states
Yes.
and other places for that need.
Mhm.
I forget there was a family that they took their kid early on. I want to say it was to Colorado.
Mhm.
I think it was called the Charlotte's. It was Charlotte's medicine, but that was one of the first CBD medicines that was accepted for children and youngsters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That is so, this is so interesting though. But, it's needed. It's needed. We needed to hear, from someone who actually has been actually studying and knowing first hands on what this can do and how it can help. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that would help me personally to get it legalized. When a lot of people start coming forward, showing proof that this was going on, and when they started it, this is no longer going on. You know what I'm saying? This is proof that this is working. But do you actually think that they'll listen to that? Yes, yes, when we all come together.
exactly.
But until that happens, we have to be trying to sneak and do all this stuff, and it's just not, it's not fair when, like you say, all these other states have legalized it, and that's just what I look at, and I think it's unfair. So my next question is: when you first came to this platform, what was your initial intention?
So you know what? Actually, this name right here came about later and
Mm-hmm.
really strong in the last, I guess, several months since BLK and Tag broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I actually came on the platform from BLK, so I didn't really stream. I was just
Okay.
mainly a supporter, hence the fact of my level where it is, because I just was on here supporting people and
Mm-hmm.
uh, call myself dating. But Tag is a little bit different. Tag is more of a network, a network building site for me. I'm here to collaborate with people who have similar thought processes and are looking for the same things, looking to network and have a good time and utilize the fact that Bud has always brought people together. I mean, hence the name Bud. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
why we call it Bud. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like that's your bud right there. You with
Uh-huh.
your bud. I mean, it's just and flowers.
Yeah.
Women love flowers, so we call it flowers. Here's your flowers. We
Yeah.
little things like that. So just trying to be on the app, coming together, meeting new people who have the same like mind and are looking for the same
Aries.
things. I'm telling you, you see what I mean? It's like what?
Aries.
It's facts. It's
All the
facts.
It is. It is because I was, before I even was trying to think of questions to ask you. I was like, well, what could I really ask? Because everybody on here darn near smoke. So I'm like, June, what it is, Juneteenth is big on here, and I'm like you. When I first came here, it's like you didn't come for this, but it's for some reason, like in my mind, I was like, I found a platform where I could talk to people about things that is going on. You know what I'm saying? And networking. And then I started to just be like, okay, let me just get started. And, so you just have to just reach out and do it, I guess, because I was doing this show before now, but it wasn't really working. And now I just feel myself actually, it's starting still a little slow, but I love it. I love it. I would sit here and talk to myself if I had to, but I know I won't have to. And I like networking on here. Really, I do. So, what's our next question for Cannabaceae? How long have
It's
you
been
been on here? And could
uh
this be a pit stop or a long term commitment?
smoke. Yeah, you know what it is. No, stuff like that. Smoke. No, that keep me on here. That keep me on here.
Ah!
Kind of deal. That's the kind of deal I'm on here. I'm on here for the good.
Okay.
Um, I've learned that tag's been around for a while now, so I'm happy to be here. I'm enjoying the platform. I've met a lot of people recently that I feel are genuine. Ultimately, for me, that's what keeps me around, and those are the people that I keep in my circle, and keep around me are people that I feel are genuine. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of competitions out here
Mm-hmm.
on these tag streets as I hear them called, and I'm learning them to be. So with the tag streets, there's a lot of competitions. So, and I'm a competitive person, so sometimes I get myself caught up a little bit where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have played that game. Yeah. But I'm still learning. I'm still having fun. That's the most important thing. So I know I plan on being here indefinitely. Actually, at the end of the day, because ultimately everybody coming together, and as the numbers continue to build and we just are all looking for the same things, the only way to hit that goal
Yeah.
is to stay on here
Yes.
and utilize the platform. There's people all around the world, all
Yes.
across the country. When I first started on here, it's been a little while on tag or through BLK. It's kind of hard to say because
Mm-hmm.
with BLK and tag, so I guess about a year, and then
Okay.
tagged probably like maybe 4 or 5 months. I think is when they really split. Once they split,
Okay.
that's when I really came on here and just stayed on tag because I
Okay.
wanted to be able to put the little emojis and all that in my name and change up my little stuff and thank people on the little thing and
Yeah.
just change. You couldn't do none of that with BLK. It was totally different. So
Okay. Okay.
and Moco is a little glitchy, so I like tag. I stay on
Oh,
tag.
okay. Okay. It does feel, tag feels like home, huh? Do you find yourself when you get up in the middle of the night checking your phone? Just looking at seeing who's live? Because I find myself doing that. I can't even go to the restroom in the middle of the night without hearing it. I'll be sleep like, okay. Checking to see who on and stuff. It's just too, it's so addictive, but it just feels like home to me. You know what I'm saying? Because without it, I'd be like, oh well, I have nothing to do, you know? But with me coming on talking to people, we all have like similar things going on. And if they're not similar, we can relate. You know what I'm saying? And so you just be talking to your friends and you hear about what's going on. Oh, I hope you feel better. And we checking on each other. And it just feels like we family. So that's why I'm here, And I see myself long term here too, whoever I meet or whatever. They gotta be just get with the program.
The program to me is a little more clear now
Mm-hmm.
that this split happened. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first
Mm-hmm.
because, like I mentioned, being on BLK, I had my level where it was. Like now I ain't on nobody's boards. It disappeared. Can't find my
Oh.
fave, stuff like that. But meeting genuine people and still staying with genuine people like Weezy right there,
Mm-hmm.
that's a genuine person. That
Right.
she's real as could be. That's a day one person that I met from BLK on tag, learned there, and
Yeah.
it's just like there's certain people that are out there that you know it's unfortunate to hear that kind of story. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to let her know that what, ultimately, nah, you're gonna meet people like
Yeah,
Sexy
you
J,
are.
people out here that are just true and just you gotta understand that that's who we rock with. We
Yeah.
rock with those people, and make it happen. Like you
Yeah.
start to show off sisterhood. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that. That's empowerment. That's why I support streamers like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other streamers out there who I feel like are about empowerment. And to
Yes.
me, that's really
It
big. That's
is.
really, really, I don't think you could do anything else beyond that as a streamer for another
Yes.
streamer than to empower another streamer. That's why I was so excited to hear, like, really, you gonna give me that opportunity? Like, for real?
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like that is empowering. That is
Yes.
amazing. Like, right now, there's people in the audience, they ain't never heard of me. They don't know who I am. They don't know nothing about none of that.
Yeah.
So to meet new people and have that opportunity, it's empowering.
Yes, it
So there's
is.
certain streamers like yourself who deserve success that you're gonna have. So they know
Top
what's up.
Bass Black Diamond said they know now.
Really?
Okay, Cannabaceae. What is this your occupation? Is this part of your occupation or is it not? And does your occupation interfere with you um, finding that someone special?
Wow, that's well definitely. So first of all, as far as occupation, it's difficult to say yes because in order for something to be an occupation, it has to earn you revenue. If it doesn't earn
Yes.
you revenue, it's not a job.
Right.
So legally, I cannot earn revenue here in Virginia. So I can't say that it's my occupation.
Okay.
It would be a personal use that I have, that I share. Now, I am working on developing that company and building that brand. So
Mm-hmm.
this is my brand that I'm looking at building. So
Uh-huh.
ultimately, yes, it will be
Okay.
what I hope to do and take part in because what I'm working on actually is what's called the tomato model. It's
Okay.
basically allowing a cannabis plant to be grown by smaller farmers and such, kind of like how tomatoes are, where people grow tomatoes, but you still see them in the grocery store.
Uh-huh.
So there's no need to worry about a whole corporate America taking everything over and ruining the mom and pop farmer, the
Right.
young farmer, the small farmer. Because the small farmer, there's room for everybody in the cannabis game. There's room for everyone. So my current job is just every day I'm on the phones. I gotta take calls. It
Mm-hmm.
takes me away from my personal stuff here. And then as far as cannabis getting in the way with the relationship, Mary Jane, Mary Jane, as she is known and loved by so many, okay, has has causes for some reason she just causes you hear today Mary Jane and it's like your woman just is like, what do you mean Mary Jane? What you like Mary Jane? So there's certain ladies out there though who they love it. They right with it, and they
Mm-hmm.
do it as much if not more than me. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it would probably have to be a person like that who understands that I would never choose a plant over my woman. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It would never go down like that.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, cannabis is very important to me. So if you wouldn't have the same feelings or the same goals ultimately as me, then it's probably gonna be pretty difficult to
Mm-hmm.
make that work. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? We need to have the same kind of like mindset and outlook. So as long as she ain't jealous about Mary Jane, I think we're gonna be quite all right.
Okay. Okay. So since you just said that, has it ever been a deal breaker before with anyone you were
Um,
involved with?
yeah, I'll probably say yeah, because I mean sometimes some lyrics, there's some song lyrics. I forget the name of the track, but the artist, the rapper, he's like the girl says, you smoke too much, and he like, nah, shorty, you don't smoke enough,
No.
So and you kind of sometimes, I mean, I got 30 years under my belt that I could say I've been around cannabis, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a long time. So yeah, there's been a few ladies that mainly younger ladies though, that just don't understand the lifestyle because it's a lifestyle. I mean, it
Okay.
ultimately is. It's a lifestyle. There's things that go on. Like I said, you can't even acknowledge the fact that it's revenue. There's things like that some people just can't deal with and understand. So
Okay. Okay. Do you foresee actually educating others on the correct way of using this hemp plant, for positive?
oh,
Oh,
that's my main goal. That's the
okay.
main goal is to bring that enlightenment and the understanding that it is a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are zero deaths. There have been zero
Okay.
reported deaths
Okay.
with cannabis use.
Okay.
Zero. There's never ever in the history of the use of the plant because the way that it works with your brain,
Mm-hmm.
um, like opioids, when they react with your brain, they hit a certain spot in your brain
Mm-hmm.
that causes reaction with your heart and slows down your heart and stuff like that. But the reaction can cause you to die ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
The spot that the cannabis plant hits in your brain that the cannabinoids react to in your cannabinoid system, it does not do that. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
might cause some people, if they overdose, they might get like a feeling of like an overwhelming feeling where they just don't know like what's like, am I okay? But you are, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. It's not. It's just gotta relax. You just took a
Mm-hmm.
little bit too much, and that comes with learning your dosages and like the understanding that the way the cannabinoid system works. Our skin has the cannabinoid receptors, so your body reacts differently when you use a topical as compared to when you take it in through your system, like through your digestive system. So when you eat it, your body it takes it differently. When you
Okay.
smoke it, when you ingest it,
Mm-hmm.
it takes it differently. So that's definitely the main goal that I have with this site and with this platform is to, you know, talk to other people who want to learn about it and want to
Mm-hmm.
understand about it and want to come up with the best products
Mm-hmm.
possible
Mm-hmm.
because like I mentioned earlier, I'm a competitor, so I want nothing but the best. So I'm looking for the best. So
Right. Right. That's great. Yes. Yes. Okay. Outside of streaming, what are some other hobbies you enjoy?
I'm a sports guy. That's my main thing.
Okay.
Sports is I'm all about sports. Sports,
Okay.
and I didn't say God first just because it's on my profile. If you read that, I mean, God first is ultimately, wake up in the day. I just don't call it. That's not a hobby. That's if there is a
Yes.
lifestyle, that is the
Yes.
lifestyle.
Yes,
You
it
keep your
is.
faith first. All y'all, if anything, that's what I would say. If I could say anything, do that.
Leanne.
We keep our faith first. So,
Leanne.
um, and I know, yeah, I know. She got me. She got me over
Oh
here
my
hooked. She
God.
got me. She got me. But
So,
what it do? OH. But I darn lost my train of thought. There was what we were just
and we were just
asking.
talking about some of your hobbies, and you were saying God first.
The hobby.
First,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll always. God's not a hobby. That's actually like a face. So I won't say that's the only reason I didn't say that first. But sports. I love my Cleveland sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
Go Browns. That's number one.
Okay.
Start with my Brownies. Then my Cavs are running there. Then my Guardians. But my Cleveland sports team. I gotta run with my Cleveland sports teams.
Okay. Okay. So, my last question before I let people box up and ask you questions would be would you say today that you're living your best life, or are there a few more things on your bucket list to complete?
Oh no, I definitely got a bucket list. I definitely got a bucket list. One of them things, I'm going to the Olympics in 2028. It's
Okay.
gonna be in Los Angeles. Who knows the next time it'll be in the United States again.
Mhm.
It's difficult to think about traveling the world just because of all the madness out there. I get nervous. And then like me, growing up, I'm multiracial. I'm black and Italian. So for me, my whole life, whichever ethnic group, they always think I'm a different ethnic group. It don't matter what ethnic
Oh,
group I'm in. They
okay.
always like, oh, you over here, you over here, you over here, you over here. So I have that fear of going outside the country and just getting stuck somewhere and them just messing with me and just like I don't know. So
Stop
I
it.
want to go to the Olympics when it gets here and it's in here and we'll be all right. So yeah, I definitely got a few things on my bucket list, and not to mention, I came out of a long-term relationship,
Mhm.
so for me, I have always hoped to have a life partner. So having a life partner, I'm sure that I would expect that she would also have things that she wants to accomplish and things like that as well. So those would become part of my goals ultimately. So
Okay.
I'm sure there's things out there that I want to do.
Mhm. Do you have kids?
I do. I have one child. I got one boy. Well, I call him a boy. He's a young man. I got one young man. He's 23 now.
Okay.
He's finishing up school this month. He's studying medicine. He's gonna do travel nursing. If you see us standing next to each other, I think I got one of my pictures on Instagram actually, but you probably wouldn't even recognize the fact because I'm only like 5'9", 5'10" right now. I say 5'10" just because I need my inch. You know what I'm saying? But my boy, he like 6'4", 6'5". Like 270, 280, walking around like my gray hawk. So yeah, but that's my only one. That's my only one. But I
Okay.
do have some nieces and nephews. I have well, let me see now. My sister just had a boy, uh, a science Aziel, so that makes my three nephews over there, and then I think my brother. Sometimes things happen because my dad has. I have two brothers, one brother, and one sister from my dad.
Okay.
I'm my only child by my mom,
Okay.
but yet, we have we all have our parents. So
Right.
I don't know if I got my. I'm supposed to have my little nephew running around, but sometimes my brother he be quiet about stuff. So
Okay.
just
Okay.
my one son, 23, and then my nieces and nephews, and then I come from a really big family.
Okay.
So I have I probably have at least 100 direct like cousins that we consider each other like brothers and sisters. Because my grandma, she had 10 kids, and then her 10 kids had all their kids. And then,
Okay.
like I said, all between all of us, we're first cousins, and we're like that's my blood. That's like I said, that's like my brothers and sisters. That's
Right.
just how it is. So, and then on my mom's side, she had my grandma on my mom's side, she had 5 kids, and then they
Okay.
all have their kids. So, we
Big
all come
family.
together. Yeah, we in there. We in
Big
there.
family.
We in there.
Okay. Well, you have definitely opened my eyes. You have definitely opened my eyes. I do it. I don't do it on here, but I do, and it helps me. And because I have anxiety, so yes, it does help. But that's some people saying what? Oh yes, I do. I just don't do it on here. Some stuff is not everybody's business. So I just came out with it today. So now y'all know, okay? But yeah, you have definitely opened my eyes to some things, and I would definitely like to know more actually about it for real because like you say, like some you be like, I think it just makes me be like, just be overthinking. I, if I'm not sleepy with it, I sleep very well with it. But it just like make me overthink, like, you know what? It just give me a good, I don't know, make my brain open. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. There's certain strains that there are certain cannabinoids, and that's the problem with us not having it legal is that it's harder for us to study it and really determine where it's going, how it works and what strain is going to do what and how everything works. So we almost are like the guinea pig. We almost just have to
Yeah.
find out, like,
Yeah.
okay, I like this strain the
Yeah.
best. This one works the best for me here. But people have been using it as an enlightening tool for thousands of years. They've
Yeah.
been using cannabis as medicine for goes back as far as 5,000 years. Last I
Yeah.
saw, just the roots, everything. So each of us has our own tolerance levels. So
Yeah.
just kind of take some time to figure out
Yeah.
what your tolerance level is, what works better for you.
Mhm.
Does it work better if you eat it because it lasts longer? Does it
Mhm.
work better if you smoke because it works quicker?
Mhm.
Stuff like that. So,
And
see,
I've also
see,
had some where I was like, oh Lord, what I done did? You know what I'm saying? But so I just like be like, okay, I don't know about this. And then when they start having like, tell me when they add the flavors, okay,
yes,
what is that
yes.
called? I don't know. I was getting hooked on this flavor called was it cotton candy or something like that? That one.
Wait. Well, so what happens is each plant has what's called terpenes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, terpenes are the name for the different type of flavors in
Okay.
the plant.
Okay.
Okay, so like one of my favorite terpenes is right here. You probably can't read it, but it's limonene. It's
Okay.
limonene. Now
Okay.
this is by a company called Raw. Most smokers know Raw.
I know
Raw is a
raw.
big company,
Mm-hmm.
but they basically terpenes are found in all types of plants, and it gives off the smell, it gives off the flavors. That's in like every plant. So again, going back to Cannabaceae being under the plant kingdom. So there are certain terpenes within that cotton candy that you like. Like I like limonene. Limonene and pinene are probably my two favorite terpenes.
Okay.
I really like that piney taste and flavor.
Oh,
I
okay.
really like that lemony taste and flavor. So those terpenes will give you the flavors and then give you that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then depending on the strain, you'll typically find like the terpenes that you're looking for. So like if I found a lemon haze,
Right.
I'll probably expect that would have the limonene that I'm
The
looking for.
lemonade that you're looking for. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Okay. So I am so glad to have had you here. I am opening the floor to the guests. I mean, to the audience. Audience, please comment, 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 comment. If you have any questions for Cannabaceae, the floor is open. Request the box.
Y'all.
It is open. Request the box. He has definitely been great today. I mean, I'm listening like, hey, I need to know this.
I've been learning so much lately. I've been
Hi,
studying.
Top Batch Autumn Aries in the
I'm up
house.
first because I got questions.
Ah.
Oh wait, oh baby, what's up with it? Okay, no. Here's my question.
Okay.
It's gonna be kind of silly because I'm goofy.
No, me too.
What do you have like a routine that like other people kind of they be like, why we got to go through this every time we get ready? Come on, like, we out here, friend. I know that's right. Like that routine, you know how like before you leave the house and you gotta like get yourself together, and people just be like, we gotta sit here for this shit. We gotta sit here, wait for her to do this, that, and the third. Do that happen with you?
So I hope not. I don't know, to be quite honest. I find myself rushing, so I guess I'm probably like that sometimes. But I try to be prepared too. So, but as far as like with a bud routine, I go back to that. People really can't get too mad at your routine because if you the holder of the bud, what they gonna say? You know what I mean? What they gotta just be patient and wait. So but I definitely have my routine of how I roll up. Get my dosage, make sure I got my dose right, make sure I got my tips, make sure I got the papers I'm looking for. So if I don't have all that in order, then yeah, they gotta wait for me.
No, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I just be having to have my stuff together before I leave the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to roll up before I leave the house. Like I don't like to go nowhere and be rolling up. I know people do that all the time. I don't be feeling like doing that. You know what I'm saying? I like to just have my everything prepared so when I get to where I'm going, everything is everything.
Okay, that sounds good though.
Oh, definitely,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah.
That was my only
You are
question.
not alone. You are not alone at all. On
Yeah.
average, not at all.
And like y'all heard what I said.
Okay.
A friend with weed.
Okay.
Is a friend indeed.
Stop it, Autumn. Okay, next we have. Is this Smoke Alive? Big Smoke?
Yes, Rubies.
Rubies?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We good.
Okay, I got a it might get a little silly question.
Come on with it.
I heard you indicated I came in a little bit. So I want to know, have you came across information that guided you to a certain strain that entices the sex?
Oh my God.
You know what? I can't say
What?
one particularly yet, but certain females, I'm sure, love the aroma. So if you find that certain smell, I'm sure that's gonna bring her to you. Okay, so she's gonna get closer. And then I will probably go with a strain that's a topical. Okay, so use a topical because now you can, get the massage going. You know what I'm saying? You could do some things like that. Or maybe Get you like something that's in a can of butter, because then you can make a nice little dinner. Get you some roasted vegetables, put that can of butter on top of there, make you a nice little steak or something, throw that on top of there. Get you, you know what I mean, something like that. So it would probably be a strain that is something to do with that, with the topical. Or
topical. Let's get to this topical. What's this topical you talk about? What's that?
Skin cooked with.
And so the topicals would be different, like lotions or oil. Yeah.
What's the massage canvas? What's that? I need some of that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get you a nice topical. You're gonna have to look. I don't have a particular brand to give you right now, because we ain't out there yet. Like I was talking about this darn license, and the darn governor, he broke the record for the most vetoes in history. There's never been a governor that has vetoed more laws than this governor that we have right now. And one of the laws that he vetoed was the enactment of the adult use program. So now we only have medical, so it's a little different. But yeah, you find you a good topical, and they're not made to ingest, because our skin has the different receptors, so your body takes it differently. So it won't even react. She ain't even gonna react the same way that she would, and probably get all sleepy. She probably gonna get more aroused, I would say, because of the sexual massage and everything like that. Most women like massage, right?
I noticed sunflower when I put it on my skin. I call myself a weed connoisseur, so I just be trying shit. So I put it on my skin, and I get a little weird feeling in that area sometimes from just putting weed on my skin, just leave it sitting on my hand type shit.
It definitely causes a different reaction.
Yeah.
Now, don't use too much, because you don't want to put Weezy to sleep on you now. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you gotta walk that line, to make sure that you got her aroused, because we ain't trying to put her to sleep ultimately.
I don't put it in no knockout. Yeah. She can't get no cookies. Right,
well, love talking cookies, so hey.
Wow.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for asking the question.
I got your fade too, bro. I get you.
I'll get that up. I'll hit you up, man. Got
Thank you. Anyone else before we close? Okay, I didn't expect that one. Okay, we have Top Badge Black Diamond. Whew. Wow. Hi.
Question.
Yeah.
Statement before I ask my question.
Okay.
I would like to say that you are one of the most enthusiastic and excited guests that we have ever had on this show since I've been a part of it. And I just really want to thank you for that. You were a pleasure to reach out to talk to. Like, you had me excited to come here today, and I'm here every week. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happens in your streaming journey, don't let anybody change who you are, because I see that happen often to streamers. They get discouraged. So I firstly wanted to tell you that I think you're amazing. Do not lose your spirit. Do not let people break you. And that rolls into the question I have for you. What advice would you give another new streamer like yourself? You're just coming onto the app. You seem to me to be on fire and have just the best attitude. And I know you've probably been through some craziness, because it's inevitable on this app. You have to run into it. But what other advice would you give a new streamer being new yourself to this app?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the kind words. I promise you, they really mean a lot. And that really goes into the answer. I would myself look to people like yourself, Top Badges, people who are actually out here empowering other streamers. If you notice that streamer is empowering another streamer, that's somebody that you can support, because they are doing just that. They're going to be, understanding, more understanding of you. And if that's your goal, which, I would say just that, your top badges first, of course, they're top badges for a reason. So you shouldn't have to feel like when you talk to a top badge that they trying to get over on you. If anything, they have that top badge, they're going to help you out. That's just from my experience, what I found. If you ask a question, they're usually really good people and like will answer. You know what I mean? Which is neat. And then just the people that are empowering other streamers. That to me would be the biggest thing. If you find a streamer that is empowering another streamer, that's who you rock with. Because there's so many people out here who are just like all about themselves and all they want is what they want, and that's not a network. A network can't work like that. That's a single unit. A single unit can run like that. That's fine. But a network can't happen like that. You have to have people around, So that's why I thank you again, because it really means a lot to hear that. Because I promise you, that's just me. That's who I am. I'm just here, so I'm very thankful, and I definitely take that as great compliment. So I really appreciate y'all very much. I really
She
do.
is a beautiful spirit. I love her. I'm glad she's on my team.
For real. In fact, I agree
For
with Top
real.
Badge, Autumn the Aries.
Yes.
Top Badges get a really bad rep on
Yes.
these here apps. They say a few bad apples spoils the bunch, and that's exactly true. A lot of people have a lot of negative things to their Top Badges. So I'm glad your Top Badge experience has been great. I really love to hear that. And before I hop out of the box, I just want to tell anybody that's in the comments, thank y'all for swinging through the day to join Beautiful Minds with Sexy J. I am the admin for her show, and my job been a little difficult. So if anybody that's in the comments right now would like to be on this wonderful show, if y'all would just hit me up, just send me a little inbox. You know what I'm saying? Our friend here did a wonderful job of keeping in contact with me and everything. Like, just send me an inbox. I'll get you scheduled in. We'll work with what works for you, and you can be a guest on this here wonderful program. So thank you once again.
Thank
I
you.
know.
And there's
That was
there's
amazing.
a question in the comments there. If I
Um,
could, Sexy
some
J.
s- a question in the comments. Have you heard of any strands to give people headaches? I have. I have.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and just like Wheezy answered there, a lot of it is going to come down to what we were talking about earlier, your own personal tolerance levels. Ultimately, what probably happens is that you've just taken too much. You've just taken too much, or your body is ingested. It's like you don't have enough of something else.
Yes.
Maybe that strain of bud is reacting with your hunger cannabinoids that makes you hungry, and you haven't ate enough. So now you haven't ate. So now it just intensifies that and gives you that headache. So you really gotta just kind of know your tolerance levels ultimately, and it just takes time. There's no need to go out there and you know smoke a whole blunt or a whole joint or whatever. Just take a couple puffs or just start small. You can always add to it, but once you take it, you can't. You gotta let it run its
Yeah, you
course.
can't untake it. It's like it has to go away.
Just keep it going. Just keep it going, little by little.
Right. Well, the last question of the night would be from me. I just want to know, how can some people um, ingest so much? Like they can do it back to back to back. Does that come with time, or it's just that what they how their system is made? You know what I'm saying?
Both, both,
Both.
both.
Okay.
Just like we all have our metabolism system. It's the same thing. With the cannabinoids, you're gonna the way that your body metabolizes all the things that you ingest the same way. So some people are gonna metabolize that bud faster, and it might not last as long. So they gotta smoke more often. And then some people might build a tolerance to, and we haven't been able to study it enough, so we really don't know. Like, are we building a tolerance to the certain cannabinoid? Is it, why is it a tolerance? Because that, like, me personally, I can smoke. Like, I could just smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke. And like edibles, they really don't do much for me. Like, I'm not an edible person. I haven't found the dosage amount yet
Okay.
because it's like I take it and it don't really do nothing. So I'm like, that was a waste. So I haven't found my amount yet though. So you definitely
Okay.
just
Another one question. Do you know the best one for arthritis purposes?
back to topicals again. You're going back to
Topicals.
topicals
Okay.
because the topicals, the way that our cannabinoid system works, your skin ingests and makes the reaction of the cannabis plant work differently. So that's why you use topicals for inflammation and for pain relief and stuff like that. Now, when you smoke it, it might help more with an instantaneous relief, but it doesn't last as long. So I say the topical because it'll last you longer. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can also not worry about it messing with your mental state at all. It's strictly gonna react to the pain that you're suffering from. So
Right. Okay. Oh, wow. You guys, this has been an awesome, awesome show. I would like to thank you for being here, Cannabaceae. You have been an awesome, awesome guest. I would love for you to come back like later on when we have, done got some more new information. Let me know. But you have been an awesome guest. I have learned some things today, and I haven't learned enough. Okay, so it's kind of like not balanced this yet. But I love your answers. You were so intrigued about coming here. I appreciate that because my show is still growing. And I just thank you for being here tonight. It has been amazing. It has been amazing.
I thank you again. It's definitely been my pleasure. I can't thank you enough. Honestly, everybody out there, most of y'all I'm sure already have Sexy J Fade. If you don't, this is one that you need to have. She gonna
Thank you, Bad Diamond. He's awesome.
make me
Yes,
up and
yes.
check out my screen because I do plan on having a set time where we go through and have different topic sessions, and we do something, an hour or however long. If it overruns, it overruns. But we have a topic session where one day, sometimes I teach people how to roll, like how do you roll. Sometimes I'll teach people, maybe we go over recipes, maybe we go over the newest law. So we're always gonna have that. So check in
I mean,
anytime.
put it as your description because I don't be seeing that on there.
Yeah, well, being as new as I am, I'm still just on my faves and just trying to, build up and get there and do those things. So,
No,
but
that
definitely,
would make me come in there and be like, oh, let me stop on by here. Let me jump in the box and practice. Yeah, you'll get banned, but I mean, certain things, how he can word it though, we'll know.
well, the thing is, see, that's the difference, and that's where the ambiguity and the gray areas come into play because I am doing nothing illegal.
Yeah,
I am absolutely nothing illegal, so there is nothing for me to get banned about.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not doing anything hateful. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not doing none of that. So, if anything, that would be a violation of my right. I ain't gonna get in all that because then we
Yeah.
just start another,
Well, just say it's
shebang.
box up day. Speak on it or something. You know what I'm saying? Drop by. Let's box up and have a whatever party. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can say Juneteenth, anything. Do anything that that they'll allow because they allow Juneteenth. Okay, so you can say stuff like that or just little stuff.
Yeah, like I'll say, like I usually put
And
like
yeah, you
learn.
can say smoke session. They do say that and don't get
Yeah,
banned.
yeah. I mean, because there's certain things that it's just ultimately it's nothing illegal. So
Hmm.
like I'll be like, learn to roll hemp because hemp is legal federally. Federally, hemp is legal. That is one plant that I failed to mention.
Or
Hemp
you can just
itself.
say stop by and let's roll up. Or roll up. You know what I'm saying? And we'll know. Just simple as that. Roll up.
We in there. We in
Then
there.
it'll be
I'll
like
try.
you saying, come up, come in, come up through here. That's what you saying. Who
That's where
knows
we at.
that? That's what they're saying. You
That's
know?
how the plug talk. That's
Yeah.
that plug talk. That's
You
the
know?
way it goes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you just try to throw it off every time, and that's just how you do it. And then send a blast out to your friends so that they will know because you'll know what they allow because they're gonna only allow you to type in what you can type in, and once
Right.
it go through, Smoke Chronicles. That's good.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That could be hey, and then even when
Mark
your
that
you can say Smoke Chronicles 1 or Smoke Chronicles 2 or you know what I'm saying? Every time it's a different level.
Yeah,
They don't know you can't got to say what you're doing.
definitely, definitely. I'm with it.
Yep, let's roll with Cannabaceae. Hey, we good on that. So I have enjoyed you, love, and I appreciate you again, once again, for being here. Beautiful Minds with Sexy J. You definitely have a beautiful mind. Okay.
See y'all. Make sure y'all stop in. Check out Sexy Jenny. Don't forget to holler at your boy either now. All right,
Thank
y'all. Love,
you.
love,
Thank you,
love out here.
love.
You
Thank
guys, I
you.
really appreciate y'all,
Have a
y'all.
wonderful night. And everybody in the audience, I thank you guys for coming tonight. I thank you for stopping by. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And I hope everybody faved everybody up from the top bubble all the way down. And just stop by, y'all. Check on each other and just, fave, and get to know each other because everybody here, I'm sure, have a wonderful soul, and I was glad to see each and every one of you. So this concludes the show for tonight. I will see you guys next week where we will have Mr. Denzel as our guest, 8 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday. Until then, y'all have a great night, and I've had a pleasure. Bye bye.